We all know that Soulja Boy does it big. Whether it's the biggest comeback of 2018, the biggest fall-off of 2019, or hopefully the biggest presidential upset of 2020. But to me, the biggest accolade in SBZ's career is thwarting the most badly planned home invasion of 2008. Yes, you've heard the story recounted in countless Soulja Boy interviews, and you've seen the animated explainer on DJ Vlad's channel. Shout out to Vlad one time. But some Soulja skeptics have claimed that there are more holes in Soulja Boy's story than a second-hand Yeezy sweatshirt. So today's tale is one of two sides, Soulja Boy versus the Showstoppers. So let me give you both sides of the story and let you make up your mind yourself. Now, if you're looking for the most entertaining recap of Soulja Boy's shootout, I would definitely recommend you go to DJ Vlad's channel and watch the animated version of the interview. That is fire. Now, Big Draco has retold this story several times in the last 11 years since it happened. But I remember way back in 2009 hearing it on the news when it first went down. So the most recent retelling was Soulja Boy's legendary interview with The Breakfast Club in January of 2019. And in a long forgotten interview that took place only a month after this shooting happened, Soulja Boy actually recounted the story freshly for Big Boy. So on December the 30th, 2008, Soulja Boy is having a listening party for his new album, I Soulja Boy Tell 'Em.
Basically, you know, I was at my crib, you know what I'm saying? I had my album release party at my club that night. And you know, I got back to my house around about 3 in the morning.
Now this party took place at the Excalibur Club, which Soulja Boy actually owned.
You bought a club?
Yeah.
Okay.
I own this club in Atlanta called Club Excalibur. I bought it. It was always the lit spot. All the rappers come, everybody always come.
And he said that he thought he saw a couple of people follow him home when he left the club.
Some niggas followed me back to my crib. I got a double gate in my community at the time. I'm living in Atlanta, Georgia, in a mansion. Double gates. Niggas come through the gate.
So late that evening, Soulja Boy says that he's in the studio with his homeboy A-Rab, whilst his homies J-Bar and Killer are in the kitchen making some noodles.
Jabbar was in the kitchen with Killer. It was 2 people in the kitchen. It was 1 person in the studio with me. He was making some noodles. He was making some oodles and noodles.
Now in Soulja Boy's words, 5 guys kicked in the door and ran in with AK-47s.
Some niggas kicked in the door. I looked out the door. I seen like 5 niggas running through my house with ski masks on with AK-47s.
Where were you? You were inside?
I was in the studio room. You know what I'm saying? They kicked in outside though, in the kitchen. So when I looked, they didn't see me.
Now here's one detail that gets a little iffy. In the older version of the story, he actually says that they put the K to his homie's head and made him lay on the floor.
1 dude ran in, put the AK to my homeboy head, put him on the floor. The other 2 ran in, you know what I'm saying? My homeboy jumped in the other room.
But when he retold the fluffed up version of the story in 2019, he said that they were on some GTA shit and were trying to take his homeboy as a human shield.
They tried to kidnap my nigga Jabbar. They grabbed him and was holding him. They grabbed him like this and was holding him with the gun like this, trying to back out the house so they wouldn't get hit.
So when Soulja heard that there's a commotion going on outside of the studio, he peered out the door. Once he spotted a bunch of guys, he grabbed the pistol off A-Rab, leaned out and started spraying.
So I just opened up the door and started shooting at all of them.
What kind of gun do you have?
I had a Glock, like a 4.5 Glock pistol.
Okay.
Right, now apparently, he let off an entire clip of the Glock and he completely missed the first guy. He should have kneeled down like Tupac. But he did manage to hit the second one once, and the third guy he hit 5 times.
First nigga I missed, he ducked and ran out the house. The second nigga I hit him. The third nigga I hit him like 5 times.
Now here's when things get crazy, because according to Soulja Boy, he found that third guy that he'd hit trying to crawl away from the scene. He approached him and took his mask off, fucking mask off, and recognized his face before shooting him again.
I took off his mask, I looked at him, and I knew who he was. He was one of my homeboys, you know what I'm saying? So it was an inside job. So goddamn, I was like, damn, that's fucked up. I took the mask off, I shot him again, but I didn't shoot him in the head though, I didn't kill him. I shot him in the back.
Sounds like it's a little bit beyond self-defense there. But apparently, Soulja says that he did get off on a self-defense basis. But interestingly, it sounds like he might have done some minor cooperating with the police by identifying the guys that he shot at his house.
Police came to my house and showed me a picture from the hospital. He said, do you know this person? And I knew it was him. And he was all shot up and shit. So I'm like, damn, that's the nigga I just shot up.
Now, I personally don't think there's anything particularly wrong with that. I mean, these guys literally came into his house seemingly to try and kill him. But some people think that that's not very street, and Soulja Boy has struggled to overcome these snitching allegations for years, ever since this thing went down. And funnily enough, when Soulja was beefing with Rico Reckless from Chicago in 2016, Rico actually leaked the police report which showed that Soulja Boy had identified 2 of the people that night as members of the Showstoppers. And by leaking this, Rico also leaked Soulja Boy's social security number, which in some ways is kind of snitching too. What's worse, snitching or doxing? The rap game just can't keep up with technology. Anyway, an interesting tidbit about this story is that Soulja Boy frequently infers in interviews that he killed someone during this incident. He did not, though I wouldn't have been surprised to find out he was a killer. After all, he is a soldier. In fact, that original Big Boy interview that was uploaded in 2009, admittedly not by Soulja Boy, but even that was titled Soulja Boy Speaks on the Burglars that he killed. And if you go back to that legendary DJ Vlad interview where Soulja Boy recounted this story in 2016, when Vlad asks him if he killed the guy, Soulja Boy very quickly tries to sidestep the question whilst at the same time sort of inferring that maybe he killed the guy, to basically give you that impression, i.e. lying.
The guy is still on the floor?
Yeah.
He's still alive?
Yeah. Nah. I don't want to talk about all that.
Okay.
But this is Soulja Boy we're talking about. Everything he says should be taken with a little pinch of cap. But let's take a look at who might be able to corroborate Soulja Boy's side of the story. So let's pass it to A-Rap, former Soulja Boy lackey and current nobody, who gave his side of the story in a 2017 interview also with DJ Vlad. Now, A-Rap and Soulja Boy used to be inseparable back in the Crank Dat days, but they grew apart over the years. Apparently it was a fallout relating to a BB gun incident whilst on the Lil Wayne Young Money tour, which led to a friendship-ending argument that might have also had a bit of a financial element to it. So Soulja Boy and A-Rap aren't really friends anymore, but at the same time, this also gives A-Rap absolutely no reason to lie. And he basically backs up everything that Soulja Boy says in his Vlad interview.
It's pretty accurate to me, yeah. It's pretty accurate, yeah.
So that's Soulja Boy's side of the story, backed up by character witness A-Rap. But the question is, who was responsible for this home invasion? After all, Soulja Boy has stated numerous times that when he pulled the mask off, fuck it, mask off, the robber, he knew who it was, but he's never publicly called out whoever that robber was that he identified.
Take his mask off his head, looked at it, saw who it was. I'm like, damn. Shot his ass again. Bow! He screaming and shit. Ah! Fuck! I shut the door.
When you took the mask off, you knew who it was?
I knew who it was.
Oh, wow.
But luckily, the supreme god of culture vulturedom himself, DJ Vlad, has our back. Now, in the days following this robbery when it first happened around New Year's 2009, I remember a bizarre video coming out where two masked goons, helpfully titled The Two Goons, came out taking responsibility for this robbery on YouTube.
Clear something up real quick, you know what I'm saying? That nigga Soulja Boy talking about he got robbed by six, seven niggas, 6, 7 goons on crib kicking the door. It ain't even go down like that, you know what I'm saying? It was only 2 niggas.
But this was later revealed to just be a pair of internet clout chasers looking for attention.
All the videos that was made by niggas with masks, none of them was the true people. All that was just joke parodies.
Maybe I should wear a mask. Those two goons would go on to take responsibility for a number of rapper chain snatchings and incidents in the hip-hop community, eventually working their way up to announcing an album and dropping a seemingly Soulja Boy inspired song before fading into irrelevancy forever. But no, the real robbers would eventually be unmasked as the Showstoppers, an Atlanta-based dance crew who were once signed to Soulja Boy's Stacks on Deck Money Gang Records. According to Droop, the Showstoppers manager and recipient of 5 Soulja Bullets, this was not home invasion at all, but just a label meeting gone wrong. I mean, if you go to your label boss's house for a meeting to discuss royalties and you end up leaving with 5 bullets in your ass, that meeting didn't go too well. So allegedly, this whole thing was just a dispute over the song Whoop Rico, which was originally by the Showstoppers, but apparently Soulja Boy hadn't told them that he had taken a verse off of that song, put on his own new verse, and added that song to his album, I Soulja Boy Tell 'Em. To be fair, A-Rap also corroborated this detail, giving a little bit of background information about the relationship between Soulja Boy and the Showstoppers in his Vlad interview.
You know, we used to watch them on the videos, dancing and stuff. We used to dance and stuff. We were doing shows that, you know, they was with us, and them and Soulja was rocking, and they became SOD at that time.
So, that album release party at Soulja Boy's Excalibur Club was actually the first time that the Showstoppers had heard Soulja Boy's new version of Whoop Rico, and they reacted just like anybody reacts when you hear a Soulja Boy version of your song.
We had a great song, and when he put his verse on there, it turned bad. Well, he had an album release party one night, and me and the Showstoppers, we went up there, because we supposed to be having our song on the album, but we never knew that his verse was going to be on there. So once we heard his verse, Smurf was like, you need to go talk to him about that. Because me being a manager, that's what I was supposed to do.
Also, just a quick side note, that Excalibur club that Soulja Boy owns was actually the setting of the original version of Whoop Rico's music video. And as you can see from this video, all of the showstoppers are decked out in Stacks on Deck t-shirt and merch to properly rep the label that Soulja Boy founded. So you can tell that at least one point the relationship was definitely positive. But anyway, according to Droop, this wasn't a home invasion at all, but Soulja Boy had invited them to come and discuss the problems with the Whoop Rico song at his crib after the show.
So at the release party, did you talk to him at all?
I didn't talk to him. I told him I would meet him at this house afterwards.
Okay, so you had the release party, and then you went to Soulja Boy's house afterwards.
Yes, sir.
And he opens the door and lets you in and everything?
Yeah, he let us in and everything.
So what you're saying is this whole home invasion thing never happened?
Basically. He had to cover himself.
So apparently, this meeting didn't go too well, but Droop was able to handle the whole situation very maturely by immediately slapping Soulja Boy twice.
I slapped him.
Okay. Open hand?
Open hand.
All right, so then what happened?
After I slapped him, he reached for his pistol and he just started letting all his shots off.
Not the best way to negotiate with your boss. So Droop came to the negotiating table with a firm offer of 5 fingers, to which Soulja Boy responded with a counter offer of 5 pieces of lead. Not quite the royalty share that Droop was looking for, really, and apparently Droop woke up cuffed to a hospital bed facing several years based on the fact that Soulja Boy had identified him.
Yeah, I got locked up. Cause he said I tried to rob him. I was charged with armed robbery, false imprisonment, kidnapping, possession of a firearm with a convicted felon, possession of a firearm, commission of a crime, aggravated assault.
But at the same time, apparently Droop even told the cops that Soulja Boy was the one that shot him. I mean, that essentially cancels out the snitching allegations against Soulja Boy. I mean, these guys snitched on themselves, and we all know that 2 wrongs make a right, and 2 snitches make a 6-9. Okay, so to me, while we can't nail down exactly who's lying, everyone, I think it's interesting that the cops looked at all of the evidence, and on balance, they decided to put some pretty heavy charges on Droop. Which, to be honest, makes me think it's a lot less likely that Soulja Boy was the one lying about what happened. Though to be fair, the showstoppers probably didn't help their case by 2 months after this incident releasing a video where they essentially call out Soulja Boy and say that they're going to come to LA to kill him.
You already know, boy. Kill his ass! Hey, before my boy got goddamn hemmed up, boy, he told you, boy, you better have more security than Obama, boy. We gonna for real,
fuck you
boy.
up, nigga.
Real shit.
So in the aftermath, obviously things died down very much like the showstopper's career. Soulja Boy has said numerous times that he has footage of this incident going down and it's going to be released as part of his Soulja Boy the movie. However, that footage or that movie has never publicly been released, and hip-hop YouTuber Adam22 said that he got an advanced link from Soulja Boy, he watched it, and confirmed that there was absolutely no shooting footage.
One thing that was a letdown was just the fact that it does not, in fact, show the footage of the armed robbery, or at least I didn't catch it if they did. He claimed that there was going to be footage of him actually shooting these robbers in the video. Didn't see that.
However, luckily for Adam22, in the weeks that followed, he was treated to the live stage rendition. And let's not forget, it would actually be a good 8 years from this incident in question that Soulja Boy would even recount the incident in a hilarious fashion on DJ Vlad's YouTube channel. And it was only around the time that Soulja Boy actually did that interview that the story started to pick up steam again, which brings us to the famous Soulja Boy challenge. If you don't know, after that 2016 DJ Vlad interview where Soulja Boy recounts this incident in pretty hilarious detail, a lot of rappers in the scene decided to get in on the action and sit down on camera and tell their own versions of different kinds of fluffed up ridiculous story. We heard from the likes of Joe Budden.
Heard a noise, something was funny. 90 niggas came busting through the door. I grabbed the burger that was under the sink. I just started letting it loose. I ain't even see, I ain't even care who was there. Pop, 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 pop. I caught 2 of them niggas. They fall to the ground. They scream, oh my God, Joe Budden, yo, you wild.
Michael Blackson.
I just pulled my shit. I was like, pow, 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 pow. I didn't have no gun. I was just making that noise because niggas are afraid of pow, 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 pow.
And even Lil Yachty.
Nigga, I had the motherfucking Draco, nigga. Motherfucking Draco, nigga. I'm having 100 shooters, nigga. 100 shooters in Atlanta, nigga. They won't talk about, bro.
Calm down,
no, you just be trying me, bro, just because I made it dance, but they think that I won't shoot a nigga, bro. No. I'm a real street nigga, bro. Real street nigga, bro. These niggas be fucking trying me, bro.
Hell, even Soulja Boy decided to get in on his own challenge and tell another hilarious story completely full of cap.
You know me, nigga, I jump off the balcony with the motherfucking parachute on my back with 2 Dracos, nigga, like. I had my $130,000 kilo chain on. I took it off like, get your ass here on the ground. I'm beating him with the Cuban like, fuck, fuck, fuck.
But let's be real, we all know that the best rendition of the Soulja Boy challenge came from your boy Trap Lord Ross. Alright, it's your boy Trap Lord Ross, and I just want to tell you a little story of something that happened to me recently, alright? So I came home very recently, I got to my door, I go to put the key in the door, and it looks like the door's already open and crack, right? So I get to peering in the door, right? I get to peering in the door on some shit like this, like, huh? Who in my house? Hearing like that, okay? So I hear a noise, right? And I live in England, so there's no guns over here. So I grab the Supreme Money Gun, right? Grab the Supreme Money Gun. I'm creeping in my house. I'm crouching, making sure that I crouch, getting on one knee like Tupac so that I can make sure that if I shoot somebody, I got the perfect aim. And I see some dudes going through my stuff. They're going through my camera bag. They're trying to steal the Canon 5D. So I bust out on them. Supreme Money Gun. Letting off shots. They're getting paper cuts. Ching, ching, paper cuts all to the face. I'm paper cutting their eyes. I'm paper cutting their arms. They're trying to stop it. They're going, but I'm not stopping it. Paper cuts, all paper cuts. And all the money's all gone. The Supreme Money Gun is all run out. I'm out of ammo. So I reach in my back pocket and I pull out some stacks. I pull out the stacks. I pop some rubber bands. I just start throwing them shits. Bow, bow. Them shits are like paper ninja stars. Bare paper cuts just cutting their face, and before I know it, I'm completely all out of stacks. So I run out of stacks, I run round to the other side, get the Dyson Airblade V10 popping off, I take the silencer off that bitch, I go full loud, and I just start letting off shots, sucking these guys off, not sucking them off, but just sucking all the bad vibes out of the room. And then before you know it, I get a little bit closer, I run up to the person that's going through my stuff, I take off the mask, and god damn it, it's my cleaning lady. I got sued for that shit, it was bad. It was real bad. If you enjoyed that video, make sure that you go and check out my other recent video on how Snoop Dogg beat his murder charge. It's a vid that I'm really proud of, definitely deserves a view. I appreciate you, and thanks for watching. Peace out.